Okay, so the first video obviously was Monday morning. The speakers were really great. Now, this next video will be Monday afternoon of Startup Week. I will be introducing each day, morning and afternoon, to you so that as you're watching the videos, if you miss a morning or an afternoon, you know that there was more to the everything that was being covered for Startup Week. The obvious issues with audio and me recording it at 1080p instead of high def was really in order to save space on my phone, because these videos were absolutely massive. Some of them were as big as 10 gig. So trying to record them in high def didn't seem to make a lot of sense because, again, I only have so much room on my phone and so much battery time. I took several battery banks with me. I kept using them up during each day, so I'd have to charge them at night and offload some video to save space for the next day. So really, my hands were full trying to do this and volunteer, and then again with the certain networking aspect of this. The week was insanely busy. I was just absolutely drained when I got home. And then after Startup Week, I was completely lazy for several days because of everything that went on. So again, I am droning on. I apologize. Here is Monday afternoon.
And really did a whole song like that with the little boys, and they were just so hyped. And I'm looking at them like, wow, they're really wanting to do this lesson now. So from that moment, I said, I think I got to start something. I thought of Reading Rainbow, I thought of Schoolhouse Rock, which are programs that I grew up on. And I said, man, I think you can put your own spin on it. I think you can create this educational music. Created a business plan, which is often what you have to do when you're wanting to start a business, and it doesn't even have to be crazy extensive. Like, it does need to grow as you grow as a business, but just your plan. Somebody talked about it up here on the panel. Putting your, I think it was Nicole with Incredibly Sweet, putting a plan together. What do you think this business would be like? Okay, you make this music, where are you going to share it? You're going to share it in schools? Like, what is it going to look like? So did that, and then created STEM Music LLC, official business with State of Kansas, and then that STEM Music, the EP, is the first batch of music that I created with the company. So, yay, we created a business. These are some of the first pictures of what we did. This was at Mark Arts, and that was in Mueller Elementary. So I start doing shows in schools, at different organizations. I'm really excited about it. I'm a little nervous about what's on the next slide. Yeah. Who remembers COVID? Raise your hand. I cannot. So here's where the presentation actually becomes practical about what the topic is. The topic is the power of the entrepreneurial pivot. So you learned about the business, you now know how it came to be, but COVID-19 happens. Ew, we're all trapped at home. I have a lot of respect for you sitting in this room today, because who had to go online school, Zooms, and all that stuff? Y'all wasn't turning the screens on, because I did a couple shows with David Sly. I was like, I didn't really pay attention to me. I don't know. They wasn't. No, they were. My rule was the computer screen could be off, the camera could be off, but as long as you were active in the chat, they always had me in the chat, so we was good. But COVID-19 happens. The world shuts down. When I had that business plan, where am I doing these shows? In schools, at different organizations, summer camps, whatever. Nobody's doing shows. The big artists aren't touring. Everyone is at home, right? So we had to make a pivot. So this is the STEM Music pivot. So this picture here, what I ended up doing is saying, okay, I'm going to have to do this pivot. I'm going to have to shut down the company. I was so proud. November of 2019, we just turned 4 years old, November 1st of this year. November 2019, started the business, got into schools. March comes, it's over. I'm like, okay, shut it down. Sunset the business. So I said, I'm going to do 6 shows on Instagram Live and Facebook Live, and just do little jingles. It's time for the STEM word of the week. Okay, so the STEM word of the week is, time to learn about a STEM career. Aerospace engineers do. And I did that for 6 Saturdays. No, it did not blow up. It did not it was like 3 people watching every Saturday, okay? So this is the transparency and the truth of real entrepreneurship, and that sometimes what people post on social media is not real. And so I'm like, well, that's fine. I didn't make it to blow up. I wanted to like, lay my baby to rest, my company, right? Well, the right three people were watching. USA Science and Engineering Festival, KU Trio Talent Search, and a couple others. And they said, we don't know what to do. The world is shut down. We got Saturday programming. We were going to do an in-person festival, USA Science and Engineering Festival. So we're doing an in-person festival. It's now virtual. We need a brain break for the students. We're going to have speakers, but in between them, we want to do something fun to keep their attention. Can you write 2 songs for us in 48 hours and do an in-home music video? What? What? But that was my attitude. I love that. I said, that sounds crazy, but underwater caves, underwater, that was me. I was like, and we were working from home at the time, because I worked full-time at Spirit as an engineer, that's what I was doing. And so I stayed up to 4 a.m., created that one, and created a song called Oceanography. And submitted it to them, was in front of like some plastic, I think they're up there, you can kind of see it. That picture with the ring light, and you see those are table coverings from the Dollar Tree. Somebody said they worked at the Dollar Tree in here. That I just hung down from my wall, and I was literally in front of that, like doing my little dance and performance, and they used them, and I did it for free, which I was like, boy, that's a little crazy. I don't know why I did that for free. And then KU Trio Talent Search said, hey, we do STEM Saturdays. We want you to do it. We want you to do a STEM, and I said, okay. Did that with them. By the way, USA Science and Engineering Festival, I did it for free. After they saw this, heard the music, they said, can you write us another song? And we're gonna pay you for what you did, those 2 songs earlier, and this 3rd song. So sometimes as you're trying to start your business, you might have to do some stuff for free. One more time.
How y'all doing today? You guys heard from some cool people? It's been a pretty good experience so far, right? Okay, well, I'm your guys' age, right? You guys are all high schoolers, right? So I'm going to talk about how you can elevate your entrepreneurialism now and to start building your legacy. So, like he said, I own a business. I started my business back in 2020. So my business is called Beachbound Creations. And it wasn't always as simple as making wire wrap crystal jewelry, because that's now what I'm known for. But I really started my business with the intent of travel. How he was talking about attaching your business into like a hobby or like something that you're super passionate about. Travel is one of my passions. So I started my business, and at first I wasn't even making a profit. I was making beaded jewelry. I wasn't charging very much. I looked at my original prices. Wait, I'm going to skip this slide. Look, I was selling necklaces for $4. I wasn't making money. Yeah, but not on the track. But like I said, I started somewhere. I knew that wasn't my full potential. I knew that I was only going to keep growing from that point. And so, since I've been in business for 3 years, so my first year of business, I was kind of getting down on myself. I was kind of like, man, I'm not making that much money. I wonder why. Well, I definitely learned some lessons from that. And something that one of my mentors told me is to fail easy, or fail cheap and fail fast. The sooner that you fail, the sooner that means that you're going to grow. And you're going to keep growing because you learned that lesson, right? And so let me just mention a little bit more about myself. So I am part of a club called DECA at my school. I'm our president for it. And it's also another business-themed kind of club that I think is really good for people our age because it helps you grow and develop more of those soft skills that you wouldn't get otherwise. And then I am a part of Destination Innovation. And through Destination Innovation, honestly, that's where I found my growth. Because my second year in business, that's when I joined Destination Innovation. And through Destination Innovation, I was given an opportunity to expand my potential. I met all sorts of business owners that influenced me, and every single year we have a trade show, and since my first year, I have won 4 competitions through Destination Innovation that have led to quite a bit of money going my way, and so like I said, where it all started, making jewelry has always been kind of a hobby of mine. Like, I remember I was always kind of a crafty person. I always make bracelets for all my family, right? Okay. Now, I flipped the switch. So, what I influence you guys to do is find that hobby, find that something that you're so passionate about that you can turn into something that can make you money, that can help build yourself a legacy. And like I said, trial and error. I wasn't originally known for wire wrapping, but due to my failing of charging myself cheap, right? I found what I'm really passionate about. I found what I'm now recognized for. People, like, I remember I was in a coffee shop the other day, and this lady was wearing my necklace. I had never seen that lady in my life. So, yeah, it's kind of crazy to me that people in my community are wearing something that I made, and then, like, she asked me, she was like, you look familiar, and so it's just awesome realizing the impact that I'm making on my community without even realizing it, just because I decided to expand my hobby. So another part of expanding my hobby is I found my morals as a business owner, right? I prioritize being eco-friendly. So all my packaging, all the cotton string I use, it's all biodegradable, because what better way to make the planet a better place, right? I wouldn't want to continue like all of the fast fashion waste kind of thing, because I want to influence people to be unique with my pieces. And then this is what I influence you guys to do. So like Roy had said, I am really good at giving elevator pitches to people. I'm very good at pitching my business, period. So become an expert, or at least make people think you're an expert about what you're talking about, right? Like, even if I did not know what I was talking about, I'm making you guys believe that I know what I'm talking about, right? So that is something I learned. Definitely always do that. And then be creative when you're talking. Be engaging, because that will help people really latch on and remember what you're truly saying. And then body language and your overall energy when you're speaking is key. People are going to want to listen to you. If you're being interactive, if you are just making them feel welcome by using good body language and just making sure your energy is up there. And then, like I said, mistake. No, it's a lesson. Yeah, I could have said that I made a ton of mistakes when I first started my business. No, I was making lessons. I was giving myself lessons so then I was able to grow. And overall, being able to grow my business, I was featured on Good Day Kansas on my 16th birthday. That's pretty cool, right? And then from there, so let me step back for a second. It's all about the people you know and the connections you make with the people you know, right? Since I was in Destination Innovation, I was able to pitch my business here on this stage with 1 million cups, right? And from 1 million cups, that's how Jillian from Good Day Kansas heard about me, right? So that's why I was on the news. And then from being on the news, the Wichita Business Journal found out about me. I was 5 under 25. I was the only person under 20 and the only girl. So. The Wichita Art Museum. I walked in there one day, the lady sitting at the front desk. She was like, do you make the jewelry? I had never seen this lady in my life, keep in mind. And I'm like, yeah, like I make jewelry. Like I was kind of like, and she was like, well, I just saw you in the paper. And I was like, what? And so now my necklaces sell in the Wichita Art Museum and in several other boutiques around town. Definitely Clifton Collective. I work there too. It's an amazing place. But aside from that, I have really gotten myself out there by continuing to compete in competitions and to figure out how to grow. Like what can I make this different about this competition, right? Because sure, I'm competing in these competitions, right? Maybe the same judges, they're recognizing me, right? But now what they're seeing is how I'm growing, how my business is changing. So, if I want to leave something with you guys today, is don't just have dreams. A dream without execution is just a dream. It'll stay a dream. Have goals. Or no, a goal without execution is just a dream. Remember that.
content creator. I am an entrepreneur. I was also a part of Camp Destination Innovation, two-time trade show winner actually. And I'm also part of Mary Sue Council, and I'm a writer for Teen U Magazine, which is a magazine for teens by teens and a teen point of view. And it was also featured on KBW, KC News, Black History Month, and featured on The Local magazine. So entrepreneurship, my business. My business name is called JNs. It's named after my grandma and myself. I am named after my grandmother. She is the real Joyce Davis. And here I have, I'm going to talk about a little bit about my family tree, my inheritance. I come from a long line of cooks, and cooking is just something that was always a staple within my family. My grandmother and my grandfather, they were pastor and first lady for about 50 plus years. My grandfather had like the first Methodist church in Salina, Kansas. And my mom, she was just a little girl just at my grandmother's heels, just watching everything that she was doing, just learning everything from her. And I just followed in her footsteps. They were always making sandwiches for the church, frying chicken in the back while, everyone was worshiping. And so I turned what I inherited in the talents that I was blessed with by God, and I turned it into something that was positive and something I can share with the world. So after my trade show win, I started my business called JM's. Camp Destination Innovation really opened my eyes to, not only did it lead me to a lot of opportunities, but it, like Bert was talking about, that pivot, it really pivoted my life and my perspective on the world. Like your whole life you're taught to, grow into those traditional norms and not think outside the box and branch out. I experienced that entrepreneurship mindset while at the camp and learned so many things about learning your own business and being your own boss. So, in 2020, before attending Camp Destination Innovation, I had started my TikTok page. This was during COVID when, everyone was at home, we were bored, had nothing else to do. And TikTok was really at its peak at this time. They were really making money because everybody was on that app. I'm sure everybody in here has social media. Raise your hand if you have social media. Yeah, exactly. So Macy talked about, her business on a local standpoint. So I kind of want to talk about how you can reach that global audience, how you can get outside there in the world and reach such a wider platform. My mom was actually the one that suggested that I start this page, and she was like, during the pandemic, teens are at home, they need someone to inspire them. Maybe you should get on Facebook and say a couple things. I was like, oh my gosh, Mom, nobody's on Facebook anymore. And so that's when I was like, well, maybe I can start a TikTok page. And so that's what I did. I just got in there with my sister, and we just did normal trend videos, just moving around. And then one day, I was really, into cooking videos. On my For You page, that's all I would see. And I started thinking, I could do that too. And Disney was something that was also staple in my household. Disney was always something that, was just magical to me. I really learned a lot from Disney movies and all that. That's something I always loved. So I thought, why can't I just recreate Disney films? So I created my first video, tried it out in my mom's beautiful kitchen. She spent a long time on that and money on that kitchen, guys. But after a while, after I posted my first video, it just went viral, crazy viral. It got almost 700,000 likes and views. And at that moment, I knew that was a sign from God that that's something that I want to keep doing. That was my sign that this is what I need to do and this is what I need to fulfill. And so after that, I just kept posting videos. I even branched out to doing Nickelodeon bills, and it really blew up after that. Now I have over 100,000 followers and 1.7 million likes on my page. And now, after I hit 10,000 followers, because after you hit 10,000 followers, you can apply for the Creator Marketplace. And businesses are able to get on there and ask you to promote their products and their brand. And one day I got this invitation from Kroger we all know what Kroger is, right? Dillon's is like one of their affiliate stores or whatever. And when I first saw it, like I showed them to my mom, I was like, this is probably a scam. Like, this is probably not real, because we all know there's a lot of scammers on the internet. And after I had like sent like my email and my information to them, they had emailed me right away, and I was like, oh my gosh, well, this isn't a scam, like this is really real. And so, I fast replied to them, right away, and they really like that. They really like people that are efficient, people that are fast repliers, and that know what they're talking about and have that business mindset. And so, so they had sent me all the information, and I ended up having to sign a contract with them. And I ended up posting 2 videos for them, and it was definitely a life changer for me. And I'm so glad to have that opportunity to be able to promote such a big supermarket chain